Boy, howdy, is this probably one of the longest times I've ever gotten stuff ready. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of The Game Changer. I am your host with the most, Nate the effing Great, being joined here by my wonderful co-host, Mr. Max Beatty.
How you doing, my friend?
Doing good. Yes, it is being a bitch right now. And we're also being joined by a very special guest. He is one of the co-founders of Smart Money Podcast and also one of the founders of the Elite Ringside Network. Please welcome Mr. A.J. Phenomenal Jensen. How you doing, my friend?
What's going on, guys? It's been a while.
It's been too long. I'm not even going to say it's been a while. It's been too fucking long since we've done...
It's been fucking ages, man.
This is...
It's a true story.
But yes, we have AJ here, Max here. We are going to be talking about the build-up to Survivor Series as well as a couple other wrestling-related news that happened throughout the week. Let's start off with the Chinless Wonder being released by WWE actually yesterday. James Ellsworth has been released officially by WWE, and he's been around for about a little over a year. It feels like probably like a year, 3 months. He went from being a jobber to being a mascot to being a boy toy to being a dog toy, and no, not that dog toy. And he got beat up by a bunch of women in one of the greatest segments of all SmackDown Live. Yeah, so quite an interesting career. And so many people are saying, oh, well, he went farther than so many people ever gotten credit for. Yeah, but still.
This just proves to me that there are wrestling gods. I am in no way, shape, or form surprised or saddened by him parting ways with WWE. I'm totally okay with it. I'm completely fine with it. I am so glad to see him go.
Yeah, well, we're all unanimous on that. And that's not even the crazy part. Max, why don't you just tell everybody what you told me before we went on the air?
Yeah, he posted a couple things online, and one of them is that he's taking bookings, and the payout he wants for these bookings is starting at $2,000.
Click.
Wow.
Boom. I mean, we talked about this. Emma is asking for basically the same thing, but I don't know. I think that
Emma's actually worth it. Yeah. I mean, the only downside is she's probably not going to get a lot of takers for that much money on the indie circuit, but like you said, she's at least worth it, whereas James Ellsworth is, well, James Ellsworth, so no.
yeah, he's not worth $1.50 wet. Let's just say that right now. Jeez Louise. I am completely just I think I'm more disgusted than anything that he thinks he's that worth that much when people have probably been making, doing like less money for appearances and probably getting more for like autographs, pictures and stuff like that. I listened to another podcaster and they basically laid it out. It's like, you could still be getting, short payments just for appearances, and then they could also pay for hotels and for flights, but real money is probably where people come in and they want to take pictures with you, they want to get autographs with you and stuff like that. That's where I think people are really starting to get more, financial deals. I'm guessing with WWE, they probably take a little bit of chunk out of, the, autographs and pictures. I could be wrong, but I think that, as them as a business, they probably would take like maybe a percentage out of that.
Oh, I'd have to think they would. I mean, I think there was something in his post about, like, how much percentage he wanted of, like, autograph sales, and it's just like, dude, who wants your autograph?
Right?
Yeah, I don't at all. You'd have to pay me to take his autograph, I think. Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, it's like, here's a line. That's worth more than James Ellsworth autograph. It's crumpled up.
Dude,
it's more.
Dude, my autograph is worth more than James Ellsworth's autograph, and I'm nobody. I would take your autograph before I would take James Ellsworth's. You heard it here, folks. I am worth more than James Ellsworth. It doesn't exactly do wonders for my self-esteem, but still, at least I'm worth more than James Ellsworth.
It's kind of one of those weird things that I remember watching a YouTube video where a guy was basically just saying, like, the more stuff I sign, the more my signature goes down in value. And the other guy just goes, I don't think you can be worth less than worthless. And it's one of those moments where it's like, I think we found the limit of what's worth less than worthless. And that is James Ellsworth.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so...
I don't really think he brought anything really, you know, too good to the table. Like, he had that, like, storyline between AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose, but like to me that was more annoying, him getting in the picture than anything. And then this whole Carmella thing was just a fucking train wreck and horrible to watch.
Oh god, and like for me the whole Carmella thing was just fucking painful because, and I know a lot of people probably won't agree with me, but I don't really like Carmella. I don't really like her on the mic. I don't really like her in the ring. And so you pair a wrestler that I'm like, I don't care for them, with cancer, and it's just, no. And then there was the fucking Money in the Bank thing, and I'm just like, and then
they ruined that.
And then fucking barking like a dog, and I'm just like, the only thing, no, I didn't even enjoy watching him get the shit kicked out of him by the women's roster. That was just kind of, yeah, I don't know why you need the whole roster to do it. I'm pretty sure fucking Becky Lynch could do it on her own.
Well, technically she did. I mean, she only had like one assistance, and that was from like Charlotte, who just threw him into the ring, and then that was it. I still enjoyed that matchup just because it's like, yes, finally, after all this time, basically, James Ellsworth becomes not only Carmella's bitch, but everybody's bitches.
He became a punching bag.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I did get some enjoyment out of that, and I find it hilarious that that's like the last thing he did for the company, basically. And that's how we'll remember him, is getting his ass kicked by Becky Lynch. But I don't think he brought really, like I said, anything of value to the show. I know a lot of people liked him at first, and I was kind of like, I'm not really feeling it. But yeah, I am totally okay with this. Wrestling will go on.
Yes, and we should go on because we've spent about at least 6 minutes talking about James Ellsworth, which is 6 minutes too long.
5 minutes, 50 seconds longer than we should have.
Yeah.
Dude, that 6 minutes, that's at least 7 minutes longer than we should have.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk first about Monday Night Raw. Obviously, they've already announced who's going to be the final member of the Raw's women's tag team matchup. Max, you called it. You did call it last week. Hey, it's Bayley. And here's my issue with this whole deal, is that it was a triple threat match between Bayley, Mickie James, and Dana Brooke. And they hyped up Mickie James so damn much. They said she was undefeated.
I would have been so fucking happy if it was Mickie James.
Oh.
Especially for that whole stupid Piggy James rerun She's Too Old storyline, even though she's the same fucking age as Samoa fucking Joe. And I'm like, you know what? They're hyping her. You know what? This is going to be good. They probably, if she wins, she's not going to pin Bayley. She's probably going to pin Dana Brooke. Why are you... No. What do you mean you're counting the... No! Bad WWE. Oh, fuck, Bayley. God damn it.
Well, and I kind of wonder if that was a last-minute decision, because I had thought that would have been a great way to reintroduce Paige back into the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Is have, like, some kind of, she comes out as a mystery opponent in, like, say the triple threat match, or they make it a fatal four-way, and she goes over. I guess the reason they didn't actually use her on Raw is because they were pissed off that she blasted all over social media that she was going to be at Raw that night, and even allowed fans to take pictures of her entering the building. So they didn't use her on Raw, and I wonder if that was kind of like option B, like what they went with.
That is the dumbest fucking reason. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, but she spoiled it. I'm like, okay, because that means the crowd wouldn't react. That means the crowd wouldn't have popped, Like, people, whether they like her or not, were going to give a big reaction when she came out, and since moments are all WWE seems to care about anymore, why the fuck not? And oh no, she took some pictures with some fans. God, what a crime for a wrestler to be excited to come back to the show.
Yeah, right? After like over a year.
It's just, for fuck's sake, God. But no, I mean, and I'm sorry. I mean, as much as I've been down on Bayley, that triple threat would have been fucking great if it had been like Mickie James, Bayley, and Paige, and then Paige picks up the win and gets added to the team. I'm telling you, I would have been fucking thrilled with that. Like, fuck yeah. Instead, we get Mickie James, Dana Brooke, and Bayley, and Bayley wins, and I'm just like, oh, this is what it's like when you open your Christmas present on Christmas morning, and it's literally a box of coal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay then, WWE, that's fine. I don't need to be happy.
We already got as much happiness out of last week's episode.
Oh, okay. Oh God, this week's episode of Raw.
Yeah.
Somebody on fucking Twitter who was not fucking happy. As soon as the opening sounds of Raw were Stephanie McMahon's theme song, I'm like, well, I'm gonna hate this show.
Yeah.
It just comes out, makes everyone look like absolute shit, makes herself look good. She's never gonna get comeuppance for this. Oh wait, she got put through a table on accident by her husband like a fucking year ago.
Okay, hold on. Before we get too far into that, I actually really loved that moment where basically Roman Reigns, who probably got, again, one of his best promos of his entire career, basically just said, like, now, didn't you throw Stephanie through a table? And Seth is just like, hey, I want no part of this. I want no part of this at all. And he's just like, oh, wait, that's right. Your husband put you through the table. It's like, man... Again, one of the best burns of the entire year.
Oh God, that was good. But at the same time, she still managed to ruin it because the Shield comes out and she basically no-sells the Shield and actually says, didn't get much of a reaction, did you? I'm like, you're getting a reaction out of me. It's called a fucking baseball bat, bitch. I'm just like, and then later on in the show, when they replaced Jason Jordan, I'm like, please. You're going to replace him. Please don't say those 3 letters. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. No. Oh, okay. All right.
Are you kidding me? That was the best move they did. Jason Jordan had no freaking business being on that team. Especially when SmackDown's 5th member was fucking John Cena, and we get Jason fucking Jordan.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I agree with that. Jason Jordan had no fucking business, and the part of the storyline where she's basically saying you're only giving it to him because it's your son. This is blatant nepotism. I agree with all of that. I just would have wanted... I'm sorry, as soon as I see... At this point in my life, every time I see Triple H and Stephanie on the screen together, my mind starts thinking about the Authority, and then everything goes really hazy, and I wake up with someone's blood in my teeth. I'm like, no mas.
I just wonder if this is setting up for Triple H and Kurt Angle.
I would think it would.
You think they'd actually do that at this point with Angle and like the physical condition he's in?
I think so.
He competed in a TLC matchup. I think that they could probably do it, and he took a pretty.
He did, but I mean,
he took a pretty good bump from
it. He re-saved him.
Yeah,
exactly.
That is true.
True. In a one-on-one match, I mean, I guess. Maybe if they did something like, okay, like Triple H is facing off against Kurt, and he gets, I don't know, Stephanie or I don't know, fucking Randy Orton or somebody else in his corner, and Kurt gets Jason Jordan in his corner. Like, I think maybe then I could see it working. I mean, I know nobody wants to see fucking Jason Jordan involved in that, but at least it would make some kind of sense.
Right. Well,
I think they've been gearing up for Triple H and Kurt Angle for a while now, trying to find a way to fit it in. I thought they were going to start that with the whole Kurt Angle getting these messages or whatever. I thought that's what it was going to lead into. But then they did the whole son thing, which is just god-awful. Been a train wreck since the beginning. And, but I want to say, they interviewed Kurt Angle a while back. I think right around maybe at Hall of Fame time. And they asked him, like, if he could have one match, who would he want to face? I believe he named Triple H.
Man, that's pretty interesting.
Triple H seems to have it in his head that facing him is about as prestigious as, wrestling for a title. It's fucking not! But, don't get me wrong. Triple H is I think he's a damn fine wrestler, but it's just... I get real conflicted, especially after this week. It's just,
Yeah. Well, here's my thoughts on this whole, Jason Jordan get replaced by a Triple H deal. I posted this up on Twitter. Finally, I was able to use about 280 characters, which took you guys long enough, Twitter. But, so with this whole deal, I said it when I said, I get it. Nobody wants to see Jason Jordan on the team, but I was one of those people that's like, I'm willing to give him a chance. This could have been one of his great opportunities to actually make him look good, because he's not doing it, by himself. We're not getting, Jason Jordan and Elias Sampson on a pay-per-view. No, we're getting Jason Jordan part of a team, which was his, which is what he was when he first started out in WWE. He started, doing American Alpha with Gable, and it was awesome.
God, I miss American Alpha.
We could have gotten something like that, where maybe he and Angle do this random, all-American team tag team maneuvers. That would be awesome. I was willing to say, you know what? I'm willing to give him a shot. Maybe he'll finally start, getting better in the ring, because he'll be in the ring with guys like, Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, Kurt Angle, John Cena, basically everybody on the team, well, except for Shane McMahon. I don't think that Jason Jordan will learn anything from him. But
jump off of stuff.
Yeah, and then the rapid punches, as Max likes to point out, every single time Shane wrestles.
Fucking punches, for fuck's sake! Dude, I would throw more believable worked punches, and I've never trained a day in my life.
I think Shane has either.
Yeah, but
he trained real hard at falling off of all the tall things.
That's pretty much it.
But bottom line here is that this goes back to the original argument of WWE is not trying to make new stars. And this is a clear-cut example of that. They had a chance to take young guys, Rusev being one of them, and Jason Jordan being another. Instead, Vinnie Mac decides to go the safe route. Go with the people that bring in the most viewership, bring in the most money, bring in the most, experience, and blah, 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 blah. Instead of taking a chance on two guys who probably would put on just as good a matchup, if not better, as Triple H and John Cena. Now, I know people are going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I'm just saying, you can't always rely on these people. You look at Undertaker. He's at the point now where he cannot put on matches like he did at from WrestleMania 29 backwards, were some of his still really good matches.
Okay.
30 is where you started seeing the fatigue and start seeing the age really start affecting him. And it's going to happen with Triple H. It's going to happen with John Cena. It's going to be a matter of time.
Hell, even John Cena's talked about how, he can still go. He's still, he said he still feels good, but he can feel his age starting to catch up to him. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how good you are. Time's going to whoop your ass eventually.
And we'll be.
I gotta say, I think this is one of the most star-studded Survivor Series matches in a very, very long time.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I definitely agree with that. This is, if their goal is to just get as many asses in the seats as possible, just through name recognition, this is probably one of the best cards they've ever had in that regard. Because holy shit!
I was pumped for Survivor Series on that Monday Night Raw when they came out and announced, here's what was going to happen for Survivor Series. I was already like, wow, this is amazing. We're getting all the champions versus the champions, and then the women's Survivor Series match and the men's Survivor Series match. And I'm just like, holy cow, this is awesome.
My only issue is just with the execution of the storyline, where it's there's nothing on the line. There's no the side that loses doesn't get screwed or something like that.
Kurt Angle's job is on the line.
I know, but none of that was happening at first. They since
yeah,
but at first it's why did all of SmackDown just suddenly turn heel and just prison beat all of Raw? Like, why? There's not even a fucking bragging rights trophy on the line, people. What the fuck is going on? Now they've since fixed it. I'll definitely say that. Like, Kurt Angle's job is on the line. They've got, like, all this other shit. So it's like, they fixed it. I just kind of wish they would have slowed it down a little bit and, like, established things first, you know? Like, oh, like, this is what's going to be on the line. Or the winning side gets, you know, like, some huge, like, prize of some sort. And SmackDown's like, well, we want that shit. Well, you know, go kick their asses. And then don't use the whole SmackDown roster. And then you start adding this stuff like Kurt Angle having his job on the line and all this other shit. But that's just me. I will freely admit that they've corrected the course at this point.
Yeah.
I just remember, too, like, a year ago around this time, we were sitting at Mick Foley being general manager and Stephanie McMahon basically doing the same thing. If we don't have domination at Survivor Series, jobs are going to be on the line. And was it like, there's supposed to be, like, technically, from what Stephanie said, there's supposed to be, like, 3 or 4 people that would have lost their jobs of the Survivor Series that year. And not one mention of it the next night on Raw.
Yeah. Even if they would have done, like, some kind of random firing, like, if they fired Kurt Hawkins, then, you know, at least there's some repercussions.
But, like, I mean, like, they kind of have a fucking history of dropping the ball with this. Like, remember the Survivor Series where, you know, they could banish the Authority, but, like, Cena could bring them back, and it's like, holy shit, like, this is amazing 3 weeks later. Fuck my life.
But it was such a wonderful 3 weeks.
They've got a recent history of setting up something amazing for Survivor Series and then just completely bricking it.
Oh yeah, wasn't that where they threatened to re-break Edge's neck or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, damn, dude, like, this is going to be sweet. And then the match was great. You had that big, sweet win for Ziggler. Like, the crowd went home more than happy. And then
the fucking Stinger came out.
That was fucking great. And then 3 weeks later, it's all completely undone in reverse. And I'm like, well, that had a point.
Survivor Series, letting us down 1 year at a time. But one highlight that we can definitely mention about Raw was, well, actually, a few things. One of them was the tag match between Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, and the Club, because everywhere on Twitter, I was hearing a lot of people just saying, like, oh, man, this is almost like, you know, when they did the Dusty Classic and Finn Balor and Samoa Joe. Weren't they, like, the first winners? I'm like, yeah, they were. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's right. And they worked as a solid team. It was really awesome. And then after the match was over, Samoa Joe's like, yeah, we won, whatever. I'm out of here, whatever. I don't give a shit.
Speaking of that, we need to talk about just how amazing Samoa Joe is, like, just on the mic, like, because after the show was over, they did one of those, like, WWE extra backstage interviews with him.
Okay.
And it's like, the dude's, you know, he's Samoa Joe. He's still kind of a heel at this point, but he's like, he puts over Finn Balor. He puts over the entire team that they have. He kind of reinforces the whole story with Triple H. He puts over the SmackDown team. He pretty much becomes the voice of the fans by saying, you know, we got Jason Jordan and SmackDown got John Cena. What the fuck is this? I mean, it was amazing. Like, the dude completely contextualized the story. It was a great acting performance. I'm like, everyone's always like, Samoa Joe's one of the best in-ring performers that they have. I'm like, you're right, but we need to talk about this dude as a promo, because holy shit.
Yeah, he's always had some pretty good promos. He's for a long time, and I'll even go back to TNA and say, like,
oh god, yeah.
When I did watch TNA, it was because of guys like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe that I watched.
His feud with Angle back in TNA, where it was Joe had been undefeated, the initial feud, that was fucking beastly.
Yeah.
Whew.
And he's always had great mic work, I thought.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, here, it's just nobody ever brings it up, and I'm just like, dude is one of their best promo guys. Like, he's not the best in the company. They've actually got a lot of really good talkers in WWE right now, but I
don't think anyone's as good as The Miz right now.
Oh, Jesus, no. The Miz,
even when he fucks up, he still makes it good.
oh, God,
That's
yeah.
true. That is true.
I mean, and he at least you got to say this. He's one of the few heels on the roster that gets legitimate heel reactions. All he has to do at this point is lift his fucking hand in the air, and the crowd goes shit booing it.
Speaking of The Miz, we actually saw The Miz and Sheamus and Cesaro taking on The Shield in what was basically a night in the slaughterhouse because both teams just laid it all on the line. I mean, Sheamus and Cesaro, they're always going to do that. Miz is always going to look absolutely spectacular. And then The Shield, they do what they do. They just basically kill everybody. Miz. It's like, Miz, honey, no, spear, powerbomb, Miz, you've regret so many life choices.
Hey, you know what? We've had a lot of different kinds of wrestlers as Intercontinental Champion. Miz just happens to be the first pile of broken bones.
Oh man, that'd be funny. Well, at least until what's that guy's name in Mexico? La Parca, who's the guy dressed up as Bones. Then we'll have to say, there's our second person who's ever been a bag of bones as champion.
Hey, that's the chairman of WCW you're talking about.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, nice big old reference.
La Parca, aka I need to suicide myself on every move. Every move is a tope suicida with La Parca.
What? And also we did get a new match announced for Survivor Series, and that was The Shield versus The New Day. Oh, boy, howdy. When I heard that this match was announced, I'm like, A, I called it. B, I called it, and I don't care. C, I called it, don't care. This match is going to be hot. That's all I can say. This
match is going to melt my television.
Oh, man. Well, you're going to be coming to my place on Sunday, so...
I'm just wondering who for the New Day is going to turn on the others.
You think they're finally going to break them up?
The way Big E was talking on SmackDown about how they have always been a cohesive unit and they're brothers and they would never turn on each other, kind of makes me feel like that was a little bit of foreshadowing and someone's going to turn in Survivor Series.
You thinking it's going to be? You think Big E is going to burn it down?
I think he might.
Did you just make a Seth Rollins reference?
I would love to see Big E get a fucking singles push.
I think if anyone out of the New Day was going to do it, I would say Big E would be number one, and Rhodes would be, like my second choice. But,
you mean Kofi Kingston?
I also got to give a shout out to the New Day for the Kofi Kingston title reference. Like, I don't know how many championships between the three of them, and they're like, yeah, they're mostly all Kofi. No, they're pretty much all Kofi. And I thought that was awesome because
that was great.
I've legit been a Kofi fan. I think as far back as I can remember him being in the WWE, and I'm so happy for him. Like this New Day thing has paid off. Like Kofi was one of those guys. Like you read articles about that. This is the guy that's stuck in mid-card purgatory. Like he'll never break through that glass ceiling. And with New Day, I think he finally did that. And
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they're the longest reigning tag team champs in history, I believe, right?
Yep. They are.
So at this point, yeah.
So,
they broke, what was it, Demolition's record?
Yep, they broke Demolition's record.
They beat Demolition's record.
Yeah,
yep.
I couldn't remember if it was like Demolition or like fucking Road Warriors or whatever, but yeah, they beat Demolition's record, and everyone thought it was gonna be like, oh, okay, they're gonna beat Demolition's record, and then like the next Raw they're gonna drop it. Nope.
Yeah.
For like, what was it like? I think it was like a good month after that.
Because it was almost 500 days.
Yeah, it was. That's got to be just in general one of the longest title reigns, singles or tag, in years. I mean,
other than Asuka.
Oh yeah, you got Asuka, you've got them. Going back a few years, you got CM Punk's 34-day title reign. Yeah. There have been a lot of the massive ones, and damn.
But I feel like that's, if they do break up, it'll kind of be shitty, but it's, I think that was that's Kofi's, that's his mark in the WWE.
Yeah.
He's got kind of two marks. He's got the New Day, and he's got the crazy, Royal Rumble, not ways to not get eliminated.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, and hell, they've at least, twice incorporated the New Day into that, so it's just like, they made their mark. Kofi's definitely made his mark. If they do break him up, I won't lie, like I said, I would like to see a Biggie I keep wanting to call him Biggie Langston. I'd like to see Big E get a singles push, but to be honest, I know you can't push all of them, but if they decided to push Kofi, I'd be fine with that. I'd be totally cool with that. Like, yeah, we're going to, say, put the U.S. belt on Kofi for a while. I'm like, you know what, that's fine. I'd be cool with that.
Like a 700 times.
You know what? Maybe he can break that record. It's like Ric Flair and John Cena got the most world title reigns. I have the most U.S. title reigns. That's not as impressive, Kofi. It is when it's twice as many as their world title reigns.
Yeah.
I've held it as many years as some of our fans have been alive.
I don't know if it's gonna happen. I just kind of got that feeling when they were talking about that on SmackDown. Oh, maybe there's a little foreshadowing there. I can see it happening. If it doesn't happen, I'm okay with it. If it does happen, I'm very interested to see how they do it and where they go from there.
And that's kind of like the best possible situation, because it's one of those, you're pretty much happy either way. Either you get a really good team sticking together, or you get WWE doing something potentially kind of bold and creative. So I'm pretty much either way.
I think it's a great way also to not make either team look weak with a loss.
Yeah.
So if the Shield goes over, it's because one of the New Day turned on the other guys. So it doesn't really necessarily make the New Day look weak. And, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm making the bold prediction that they're probably going to hold off on the New Day breakup at least until this year's WrestleMania. I think that they could use New Day for at least one more good big-time event. WrestleMania is the best time for them. And then maybe afterwards, that's when they start to break it up. So at least a good...
And it's crazy, too, because those guys, I loved them for so long. Then they fell off for me for a little bit. But now, the last couple of months, they've made me a fan again.
We could thank the New Day and the Usos for that, because...
Oh, God.
Damn.
Jesus. Those matches were... Every single one was absolutely insane.
Speaking of insane, one more thing about Raw, and then we'll get on to SmackDown. Match between Kane and Braun Strowman. A, thank God they did not put this on pay-per-view, although I wouldn't be surprised. And B, basically, Braun Strowman pulls I think it was either Kane or Big Show, did it to The Undertaker where he just sent him through the ring. But Braun Strowman's just like, yeah, I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to decimate it. We're both going to hell. Boom. Power slam through the ring. How do you top Big Show collapsing the ring? How do you top throwing Big Show through a cage? Just send Kane through the ring.
I don't know. For me, I wasn't that into it. I've seen the whole drive someone through the ring a bunch of times, and
Yeah.
I was kind of confused when it was he hits the move, they both go through the ring, and then Braun is having trouble getting up and stuff. The move hurt him, and I'm just kind of but how though? Kane should have taken all of the, what, did he smack his knees so hard that it fucked his central nervous system or something? What the hell's going on?
They were cuddling.
They were having a bit of a snuggle off in the corner.
Kane went from hugs to snuggles. Oh, God. Dr. Shelby.
I mean, I think it's clear that feud is not going to be over. Maybe
That's true.
Maybe Kane will do something at Survivor Series, and that's how Braun Strowman will get taken out of the match. And I can definitely see that happening, and that's how that feud will continue.
See, my problem there is that the feud continues.
Yeah, that's...
Well, I think also, too, the way they ended that match was kind of basically like what I was saying with New Day. It's a way to make neither one of them look weak, not give anyone really a definitive win or loss right before Survivor Series, but it's gonna now it leaves the question, kind of open-ended for Survivor Series. Like, is Kane gonna come out during the match with Braun Strowman? And if he does, I think, okay, that's a great way to keep that feud going. Because he cost him the spot. We'll probably get a Braun Strowman count out. I'm gonna go ahead and say with Kane interfering, and
I could definitely see that.
And then they carry the feud over, and maybe it goes to whatever December pay-per-view there is, or even they might even carry it throughout WrestleMania.
Maybe. Well, but we'll get more into Survivor Series when we do our Survivor Series prediction episode tomorrow, so be sure to tune into that. So we go on to SmackDown Live, and kicking it off with what I call basically Shane McMahon's I Have a Dream segment, where he's just saying like, oh, we're going to do awesome, we're going to kick Raw's ass, and, select individuals like Becky Lynch are basically saying that she's going to break Asuka's
speech.
Yeah, basically,
they take our lives, but they will never take our brands.
If Becky Lynch would have said that, I would have died. Jesus.
It only would have been better if their faces were painted blue, too.
Yeah, with fucking, war paint.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Fucking Shane's got his face painted blue, just like fucking Braveheart.
Oh, my God. At the end of the promo, Becky Lynch drops to her knees and just goes, freedom!
Yeah, we also had Baron Corbin basically stating that he's going to beat The Miz. New Day.
Yeah, Miz has been absolutely trucking him.
Oh, my gosh.
On, Twitter or on the mic, he's just been fucking roasting his ass. It's been amazing.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. New Day, of course, then ending it with the whole Smack Down Rocks, Smack Down Rocks, Smack Down Rocks. And that gets us into...
I bet they didn't feel like they rocked at the end of the show, though.
Oh, man. Yeah, we'll get into that. But we kicked off with the return of the SmackDown Live general manager, Daniel Bryan, who introduces AJ Styles. And, dear God, I honestly want this to be more of a thing where we see AJ Styles as just playing the role of Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan playing the role of Paul Heyman.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I thought Daniel Bryan tried. I'll give him that. He tried.
I gotta agree with AJ on this one. I mean, we pretty much when Heyman did his shtick, it was like the Sermon on the freaking Mount, and then when Daniel Bryan tried, it really kind of was the promo equivalent of that Simpsons gif with the cake that says, "Well, at least you tried." It's just, I mean, it wasn't terrible. It was not terrible, but
no, it wasn't.
But we have that direct point of comparison where it's just Daniel Bryan he's not bad on the microphone. He becomes kind of shitty when he's got to be compared to Paul Heyman, though.
Yeah, which anyone is shitty when you're compared to Paul Heyman.
Oh,
I'm shitty compared to Paul Heyman.
The only person that doesn't look like shit compared to Paul Heyman on the mic right now is The Miz.
Yeah, probably. Oh, God, now I just kind of want The Miz and, Paul Heyman to make him the Miz, the next Paul Heyman guy. Those promos, man.
Oh, Jesus. They would take Miz and CM Punk and Paul Heyman to the next level, basically. Before I actually forgot about that, since you guys mentioned Paul Heyman, and we'll kind of talk a little bit about this. I think I know. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. The proposal that happened during the Paul Heyman promo. Somehow he found a way to make the couple more over than so many rosters on there, where he basically just says, the only reason why he said yes is because she'll never get a chance to be with Brock Lesnar, and then just basically says that, anytime you interrupt my promo, that's like a death sentence right there. It's like, yeah, that is true, but this was still awesome. I don't know why he decided that moment was the best moment to propose, but it created for one of the best moments on Monday Night Raw. And there have been people that have been bitching and complaining about it, saying like, no, they shouldn't have done this during a promo. And no, it's Paul Heyman. Why are you being so disrespectful? Why are you just doing this and blah, blah, blah. I don't know why I went to kind of like a weird little like quad deal.
It made their marriage proposal that much better.
Yeah.
He reacted to their marriage proposal. I mean, they get to tell that to people for the rest of their lives. Oh yeah, I proposed to her at Monday Night Raw, and then Paul Heyman called us out on it. Like, that's an amazing engagement story.
Like, I mean, think about that. I mean, they're both at Raw, so they're both. I would probably wager they're both wrestling fans. So you've got a couple of wrestling fans who are, one of them is proposing to the other, and then Paul Heyman gets involved, and it's all on national television. I'm just like, that is the kind of that if that happened to me, I would want that shit carved on my tombstone. Paul Heyman fucked with my marriage proposal. You right underneath the birth and death dates.
Oh man, yeah. That was just one of the best moments on Raw. I was confused as to why the people were saying she said yes. But then Corey Graves explained, I'm like, oh. And then, like you said, Paul reacted, and it's like, this just made it even better. And guaranteed, like basically what AJ said, that's probably going to be like the first thing that they show on their like wedding package video. Is just Paul Heyman just roasting them. That would just be...
They need to have an ECW themed wedding now.
Oh my god. That'd be amazing.
He just picks her up and like power bombs her through the cake.
But right after he says you may kiss the bride, all the fans start chucking chairs at him.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I kind of want this for a wedding.
Was that Terry Funk and Cactus Jack?
Yeah.
The crowd just tosses all the chairs into the ring.
Oh
the
my
fucking
god.
bride Singapore canes all the bridesmaids.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing. And they throw like a barbed wire bouquet into the crowd.
Nobody wants to catch it.
Big Nick Dudley comes up and choke slams the pastor through a table.
Oh,
you may now kiss the bride.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
If legitimately Bully Ray could like officiate weddings, I would just love him to just do that. Oh man.
New Jack shows up and freaking dives off the roof onto something.
New Jack suicide dives onto the priest.
Suicide dives into the cake.
Oh man, I think we could go on hours just thinking about wrestling related wedding stuff. I think we need to make that into like an episode actually, like holiday themed wrestling, wedding related, all that kind of stuff, just for the hell of it. But we got to continue on, unfortunately. So Baron Corbin retained his U.S. title against Sin Cara. It was still, I heard so many people just saying like, this match is going on too long and it's too damn good right now. I agreed, because once again they just pull a Ziggler on well, actually it's more a Zack Ryder on Sin Cara. They just decide, okay, we're going to give you this little mini push, you're going to look good, but in the end you're just going to lose. It's like, well, I mean, at least I get to win a couple matches.
It's not a Zack Ryder push until he wins and loses the same title in 24 hours.
Oh, damn it, you're right. But somebody did say, well...
That one died.
But somebody actually did make a comment during this matchup, because I was talking about it, and they were just saying, it was the Kings of the Ring podcast. We were talking a lot about during the show, and they're probably live right now. They basically pointed out, it's like, well, Sin Cara, he is undefeated in cater room brawls right now. It's like, well, that is true, but this is not a cater room street fight, so it's like, oh, that is true. It's like, well, back to the catering room with you, Sin Cara.
Is this like when Braun Strowman threw fucking Kalisto in a dumpster?
Oh, God.
Honestly, I kind of liked that whole thing with him like dragging Kalisto around almost as much as the ambulance flipping, just because it's like, I'm leaving, I'm done, and I get a luchador as my severance package. Like that. I fucking things he's ever done.
Oh, Braun, we love you, brother. We also got
Meme Factory.
right. We also got I think it was Jimmy Uso against Chad Gable, building up momentum. Jeez Louise. I love the mic work of the Usos. They just can't, they know how to work. It works. The whole Uso
Turning
penitentiary
heel was the best thing for them.
Oh God, yeah! Creating the Uso penitentiary. The new theme music is amazing. Just I'm
So good.
Somebody
Although I will say this,
Yeah.
every time I see Chad Gable, and it's like they announce him, it's like coming down to the ring, Chad Gable, and I always finish the, I add the part of the announcement that they always forget to add, the guy that should have been Kurt Angle's son. I'm sorry. Jason Jordan is the kind of guy where he's a great wrestler, but he's got about as much charisma as a photograph. Something about Gable, man. Something about it. I'm pretty sure if they had made him Angle's kid, people would have gravitated towards it more.
Yeah.
That, or if they'd made him his kid and then, just kept him with Jordan so we wouldn't have broken up American Alpha and a piece of my heart wouldn't have died.
Well, fair enough. Yeah, we also got a SmackDown Live Women's Championship matchup in which we saw Charlotte challenging Natalya. Charlotte and Natalya, they did a great job creating a great matchup. This is one of Natty's better matches in her career. In the end, we see Charlotte winning the SmackDown Live Women's Championship, dedicating the win to her dad, talking about how this Sunday she has to remember, Alexa Bliss has to remember that, before there was a goddess, there was a queen. Loved it. And just because they wanted to tug on my heartstrings while Charlotte is going up the ramp, we hear, woo, dun, dun. Ric Flair comes out and just, it basically reminds you of like one of those army videos where, you see the loved one going up to their family member who's coming back from Iraq or from overseas, and they're just running up to them, hugging them, they're crying, they're just so emotional. It reminded me so much of that. I literally actually broke out in tears to see that. It's like, this is just awesome just to see this. And somebody actually put a picture up basically stating every single championship win that Charlotte has had, Ric Flair has always been there. It's like, you're right. Was there for the Divas Championship, was there for the NXT Women's Championship, the Raw Women's Championship, and now the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Oh my gosh. Charlotte Flair, I'm hoping she gets more title wins. And for those that don't know, she is a 7-time champion now, tying with Trish Stratus.
That was a great match, like you said, and I love Charlotte. I've been a fan of Charlotte the entire friggin' time.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She's been in WWE. I think she has a lot of talent, and I think she's only going to get better. Not saying that she's not great now, but she's only going to get better, I think.
Oh,
and
God.
It's, I really wonder if she knew Rick was there or not. Because
I've been hearing a lot that she had no idea that it was kind of like a surprise.
Like genuine reaction when his music started playing, and she, I feel like if she would have known, she would have like cracked a smile right away or something. But she had a general look of confusion, like, what is going on? And then her dad walks out, and she just lost it.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm with you 100% on that. Like, I fucking love Charlotte. Her reaction looks so natural. Like, she had to have been caught off guard. I mean, I've been hearing lots of rumors of that anyway, that like that was a surprise for her, and it was like, okay, we're gonna make another one of our, hashtag trademark moments. But it's like, even though I do think that WWE's way too focused on moments, damn, they did it. Sometimes, even I gotta give it, that one was a good one. That one was great.
Yeah.
And like I said, I agree with you, AJ, 100%. Charlotte is fantastic. She's only going to get better, and she's already great. I mean, by the time she retires, she's probably going to be on the same, like, legendary status. I could see her being on the same status level as, like, Trish or Lita. Except honestly, as much as I love those two. They had great matches. They had good storylines. Things were a bit more scattershot back then. Now that there's more of a focused, dedicated women's division, I think getting to their level is only going to help her stand out even more.
Yeah, I agree, and I think I was excited for Natalya versus Alexa Bliss. But now we're getting Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte.
Yes!
Wow. I'm just going to sit back and enjoy the hell out of that match. I think those two are going to tear it down.
Oh my god. I don't even care who wins at that point. I'm just excited to see that fucking match. I love Alexa Bliss. I love Charlotte.
Are you also excited for the Carmella cash-in?
Oh my god.
Shut your blasphemous fucking mouth. I want to fucking hear it. I am not excited for that.
I got a feeling it's gonna happen because I don't know. I wonder if they would do something crazy where and I saw this in a thing on Facebook. Someone's like, plot twist: she cashes in on Alexa Bliss. I don't know if that's doable or not, but I can see them doing that. But especially because no titles are on the line, I think whether Charlotte wins and gets attacked afterwards or something, I'm willing to bet Carmella's cashing in on Sunday.
If that does happen, and if they can have her cash in,
I will have to reinforce my house after that because Max will just go absolutely nuclear. But then again, I will probably
you know it. But that being said, it's going to sound weird, and it's completely based on the fact that Charlotte literally just picked up the title as recently as she did. I would almost rather they let her cash it in on Alexa Bliss. That's reason one. Second reason, because I want to see Carmella get absolutely murdered by someone like Nia Jax. I want Nia Jax to just running power slam her, and there to just be a smear. It's like, how do I pin this? It's just her entrails. Just stand on them.
But she does her running, what do you call it? Her running body block. Where she just follows them over. Carmella just turns into a pile of dust when she hits her.
Just she just puts her hand in the dust. 1, 2, 3. And, they're hoisting her one hand up with the championship belt, and meanwhile the hand that was in the dust, she's just shaking it off, going ew, 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 ew. I'm like that. That would make me so happy.
But what would make you even happier is if Miss Carmella got it.
Lost.
Well, I was gonna say that.
First ever women's Money in the Bank winner, and she lost.
I was actually going to say if Carmella was the women's champion, and then she gets her head caved in by Asuka.
Oh.
Oh god! Now I want something even more than Nia Jax dusting her.
You're welcome. Oh man, but yeah, SmackDown was actually really good, and then it capped off with the New Day taking on, as I like to call them, Sammy Owens, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. They come out, and we'll actually talk a little bit about what happened to them last week in just a bit, but it was a good matchup between them, and then out of the blue, of course, out of the blue, Team Blue, haha. The Shield comes out of the crowd. They're surrounding the ring. Next thing you know, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are like, yeah, you know what? We're good.
Yeah, we're out.
They just...
I knew that was going to happen, too. When they all started getting in that line in that ring, I was like, there's no fucking way on the face of the planet of the earth that Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn are going to stay in there and help fight. And then you see them kind of look over at each other and kind of take a couple steps back, and then they just dip.
There's
never see it again.
Yep. Shield just beats the living tar out of New Day, but then we see the Usos come out, and then Raw just comes in, SmackDown comes in, and we see, Max, I want to know your general reaction about this, that your boy Shinsuke Nakamura just got shoved by basically, I think, wrestling's gift to us, Braun Strowman. Because I just see Nakamura just doing kicks, and then Braun Strowman's just like, get away from me, man. It's like, oh, Max, oh no. He is probably mixed reactions when it comes to this, because...
Braun Strowman versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Give me that. You give me that, and I will forgive you for so much. It's like, well, who should win that match, Max? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a tenth of a fuck. I will give you my money for that match. I will give you someone else's money for that.
Oh, man. But yeah, basically, Team Raw gets the advantage, just destroying everybody. Shane McMahon just gets... Oh, God. I mean... Jesus. He takes a triple powerbomb from the Shield, an angle slam, and then they just decide, you know what? Let's just kill him. Another triple powerbomb. I literally thought that they were just going to feed him to Braun Strowman, and he's just going to just decimate him like he did to Kane on Raw. And I'm like, oh man, if they feed him to Braun Strowman, boy's going to die. Boy is going to die. But it's like, oh, okay, never mind. I was about to say, thank God, they're going to, nope, triple powerbomb. And Shane is going to need to get peeled off the mat.
You gotta say, I think Raw's siege on SmackDown was far greater than SmackDown's siege on Raw.
It felt a lot better. I was there for the...
it felt better.
I was there for the SmackDown Live, Under Siege deal, and it did feel like a bone-chilling deal, especially seeing Rusev basically just being like almost like a head captain of this whole entire thing. He kicks Titus O'Neil. He's just yelling on top of a table. It's like... Damn it, why isn't Rusev part of Team SmackDown? Now I'm sad. But then watching the Raw Under Siege this past Tuesday, wow, they really just sent a message to him. And the fact of the matter that they did what they did to Shane McMahon, that just says to them, Shane, we're not only going to break your body, we're going to take your head and present it to Stephanie McMahon like somehow she's part of the Aztec Mayans. We're just going to sacrifice you to just... the eternal flame that is Monday Night Raw. That is just, oh my God.
And then Matanza Cueto comes out of nowhere.
Oh, don't you tease me, sir. Don't you tease me, sir.
You're the one who brought up the Aztecs.
Oh, fair enough. But you know what? Let's actually talk a little bit about that, actually. The fact of the matter that we get Lucha Underground Season 4 next year.
Dude, when I saw that fucking trailer, I turned into a 12-year-old girl for like 5 seconds. I was fucking screaming. I'm like, when he puts the second finger down, I'm just like, get to the fourth one. I know what this is. Just fucking do it. Give it to me. Do it. In Season 4. Well, I'm dead. Dead? Forget it.
Yeah, just super excited. I don't know how caught up you are with Lucha Underground, AJ.
I literally have only seen what's on Netflix.
Oh, really?
I did hear that Lucha was going to be getting a 4th season. I did also hear that their budget has decreased significantly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm okay with that because that was kind of what their budget was to begin with. They really didn't do that much of anything except more wrestling-related stuff, and it still got them over. It's like you continue to do the storylines and all this great stuff that they were doing throughout the seasons. I don't care if they are, down to like $140 and they have to wrestle in front of like a random marketplace. As long as we get Pentagon Dark and all these other great wrestlers, I am fine with it. I don't care. And I still want to know what is going on with Dario. I still want to know.
Season 4 finally reveals that Dario is literally just the devil.
Damn it, Max.
The most innovative concept in wrestling. Dario's Dial of Doom.
This was really good though.
I thought it was funny. Like I was rewatching the "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" series a few months ago,
mm-hmm.
and one of the episodes, I think it was maybe it's like the day in the life of Frank or whatever. Like, he goes to the hospital, I think, and the doctor who checks on him is the guy that plays Dario Cueto from Lucha Underground.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
I gotta go back and rewatch that episode now.
I think it was that one. I'm not 100% sure. But I know in one of the later seasons that you can even look it up. It's on his IMDb page, too. That might actually tell you the episode he was in if you want to go back and check it out. But
Sure.
I was looking at him like, why the hell does that guy look so familiar? That's freaking Dario Cueto.
Oh my god.
Holy crap.
Oh,
It's
my
fucking
man.
great.
Only at Lucha Underground can you still be entertained and also see a random guy from Lucha Underground in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Right.
God damn it.
We got to see fucking Hot Rod in Always Sunny in Philadelphia too. So
Oh, that is true. That is true.
A couple times.
All right. So before we call this an episode, talking about I guess you could say the controversy that happened last week that concerned Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Apparently what happened was that they were supposed to take a beat down from the New Day, and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were just like, yeah, no, we're not doing
he kind of
that.
just bailed.
Yeah. And
Oh, yeah. That's why they got sent home from the UK tour, right?
Yep.
Well, that's the thing is, there have been so many conflicting reports about it. Like, I mean, I don't know how much anybody trusts Dave Meltzer, but according to him, like, they did what they were supposed to. Like, yeah, they weren't supposed to feed for them. They just kind of, roll out, and that they got sent home for other reasons. Apparently, there's some sort of, like, backstage issue where they've been, like, really unhappy with their position on the card and in the show, and apparently they've been vocal about it. And I'm just, well, that always goes over well in a WWE backstage area.
Right.
Yeah, right.
That being said, if that's the reason and WWE's getting, like, pissed at them, do not fire them. Losing the two of them would be a tremendous loss, in my opinion. I'm fucking sorry. No, you cannot get rid of Sami and Kevin Owens. I'm sorry.
Oh, you can't.
Especially.
And as much as I love Sami Zayn, I do have to say, especially with Kevin Owens, because let's be honest, Kevin Owens has done far much greater things in recent history than Sami Zayn has. And that's not saying anything bad about Sami Zayn. It's just they fucking don't know what to do with him.
Oh, God.
But with Kevin Owens, he has just been, one of their top guys for many years now.
I mean, I'm just gonna say that. I mean, for crying out loud, he beat John Cena on his first night on the main roster. He was Universal Champion. He was U.S. Champion. We had the Festival of Friendship thing and his whole amazing partnership with Chris Jericho. I'm sorry, the face of Kevin Owens, the new face of America, that shit was fucking hilarious.
It was.
Oh, man.
And I agree. Losing Kevin would be the bigger loss. My only real concern, though, with Sami is if they fire Sami, how is he going to give money to those orphans down in Mexico?
Maybe he'll be a part of Lucha Underground, and, well, they'll probably not. Actually.
Dude, they put him on Lucha Underground, and Matanza just tears his little body in half.
Well, at least he gets the money, so. And
That's true. That's true.
Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I've heard the backstage heat between, for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn too. And it is kind of funny how, after such a long time, they were, when they were opposing each other, it was kind of like, everything's fine, everything's cool. But when they pair them together, it's like all hell is broken loose. Well, at least you know what you got yourselves into. I mean, you got Sami Zayn, who can now be more of a dick because that's just how you guys have been booking him as a babyface as of late, but now he has reason to be a dick. Kevin Owens, who is just a dick no matter what. You can ask Randy Orton that on many occasions. And, yeah, pairing the two together is just basically like a blessing for us as wrestling fans, but I guess it's a curse and a punishment for WWE. It's like, we're doing this for you. Are you happy? Yes. Yes, we are. And honestly,
your pain is our pleasure.
Especially if it's pain.
Whatever the situation is, I hope, like Max said, I hope they do not fire them.
God, if they do end up firing them, then whoever picks up Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, they are going to be probably the promotion to watch. I mean, I don't care if you're PWG or if you're Lucha Underground or Ring of Honor or dare I say the dreaded. No, I don't think they would go that low to go to Impact Wrestling, especially with Patron in there. It feels like if you want to just get your name out there, you go to Impact Wrestling now. It doesn't even feel like a wrestling promotion anymore. I'm sorry. But this last Bound for Glory was just so crappy. I'm not even going to
I haven't watched any TNA or Impact, whatever the fuck it's called anymore. I haven't watched that shit in years, man.
Well...
Oh, dude. This last Bound for Glory was a fucking... I actually sat down and watched it. That train wreck was almost worse than the Jeff Hardy Sting. The whole thing was almost as bad as that one Jeff Hardy Sting match where Jeff Hardy was blitzed out of his mind and Sting had to legit pin him. It was seriously, the whole show was just, oh my fucking god. They got nothing right. The order of the matches was weird. The booking was stupid. The storylines were fucked in the head. It was botch city every match. There was big debuts that the crowd was just dead silent for. They would pan over the crowd and there's people fucking around on their phones, looking at the ceiling. I'm just like, oh my god. Fucking somebody stop the bleeding.
Yeah. But you know what? We're not going to end it on a sour note like that. We're going to end it on a positive note because, guys, tomorrow we will be doing our Survivor Series and NXT TakeOver prediction show. So that is going to be absolutely amazing. We're going to be talking about just the gloriousness that is the Survivor Series weekend. AJ, thank you so much for joining us here on this episode. Always great having you on the show and always great hearing your very brutal, honest opinion about everything.
Yeah, dude, thanks for having me, guys.
Hey, no problem, man. Always good to hear from you. We definitely got to do this again.
Oh, we're doing it again tomorrow. We're doing it again tomorrow, so be sure to tune in. Again, AJ's going to be joining us.
As long as I freaking get my lazy ass up out of bed early in the morning, I'll be good to go.
Well, that's why I decided to do this at around 9 instead of 7 o'clock in the morning. Although,
I'd still be dead.
my wife has to work till noon, and I promised her I would wait till she got home before I started watching Punisher. Much as it's going to take every fiber of my being to not want to watch that.
Oh my god, I need to marathon that entire fucking thing. I am so ready for that.
I want to have it finished Saturday before NXT starts. I'm hoping to just knock it all out tomorrow night.
Oh, nice.
I have faith in you. I think you could do it. So, guys, we'll have it NXT TakeOver and Survivor Series prediction episode, like I said, tomorrow morning. You can follow Mr. AJ on Twitter at AJens81 and also give a like on the Facebook fan page for the Elite Ringside Network, which is facebook.com/ER Network 24/7. You can also give a follow.
Now.
What's that?
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Put the cookie down.
Follows.
Put the cookie down now. Sorry.
God damn it.
You can follow Mr. Max Beatty on his Twitter at Agent Cooper 1989. You can also give me a follow on Twitter at RealFNGame and also give a like for the Game Changer Facebook fan page, facebook.com/changing up the game. So for AJ and Max Beatty, I'm Nate the Effing Great, and we will see you guys in the next episode. Have a good one, and it's going to be a great Survivor Series weekend. Bye-bye.
Let's welcome these folks to the Uso Penitentiary. Okay, alright. Hey, let's get it, Us. It's not paranoia, it's the